It looks like Jen Rosati and Don Staley and all those folks that Cheryl Reeve, who had a hand in Caitlin Clark not making Team USA last year in the Olympics, the actual committee, looks like they may be gone.
It was a decision that shocked the basketball world, a move that stirred emotions, and ultimately led to one of the most dramatic shifts in the landscape of women's basketball. The name that sparked the storm? Caitlin Clark. A player who had taken the world by storm, becoming a symbol of modern basketball, with her sharp shooting, high basketball IQ, and an undeniable charisma. She wasn't just a player, she was a cultural icon. A once-in-a-generation talent, her every game was a masterclass, and her jerseys were selling out faster than stores could stock them. Fans flooded social media, praising her every move. She was on the brink of being the face of Team USA, a surefire lock for the Olympics. And then, when the final Olympic roster was revealed, the unthinkable happened. Caitlin Clark's name was nowhere to be found. No Clark. Not even an honorable mention. The fans were stunned. The media was in disbelief. How could this happen? How could one of the most talked about and most electrifying players in the world be left off the roster for the most prestigious basketball event in the world? The answer lay in a decision made by Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of Team USA. Reeve, a coach who had led her teams to victory and was respected across the basketball world, had decided to go in a different direction. She had chosen experience, stability, and players with established roles within Team USA. Players who had proven themselves time and time again on the world stage. She had built a roster designed to maximize experience and teamwork. But in doing so, she had missed something much larger than individual talent, a shift in the cultural and emotional landscape of basketball. Caitlin Clark wasn't just another player. She represented the future of women's basketball, and the masses were watching her. Her game had captivated not only basketball fans, but also casual viewers, social media followers, and even brands. She wasn't just a member of Team USA. She was a movement, a new face for the sport. The absence of her name on the roster sent shockwaves through the basketball community. Fans and pundits alike began questioning the decision. The hashtag number Let Clark Play was trending within hours. And for the first time, the eyes of the public began to shift toward the politics and dynamics that shaped the Team USA roster. The controversy reached fever pitch when critics began to look closer at the reasoning behind the decision. Had Cheryl Reeve made the wrong call? Was she playing it too safe by sticking with the established veterans instead of embracing the fresh, undeniable talent that Caitlin Clark represented? Many felt that Reeve's decision was a reflection of a deeper issue, an unwillingness to evolve and embrace the new wave of basketball. The reaction was swift and unforgiving.
As a coach of the home team, there's going to be a lot of people cheering for that other side.
I'll get two shits.
How about one?
Not even one shit.
Any second guessing here about not having Clark on the Olympic team?
From me? No.
USA basketball found itself under intense pressure. Sponsorships were threatened, TV partners grew nervous about the growing backlash, and the public, especially the fans, who had spent years supporting Team USA, began to question the organization's leadership. It wasn't just a matter of talent anymore. It was about the identity of the team, the perception of the sport, and how in touch USA basketball was with its fan base. Then, as the criticism began to intensify, something happened that no one had anticipated. Cheryl Reeve was effectively removed from her position as the central decision-maker of the team. While the official statement didn't explicitly mention a firing, it was clear that the structure within USA basketball was changing. The restructuring meant that Reeve no longer had the same level of control over the team's future direction. The committee began to bring in new voices, fresh perspectives, and more modern approaches to the game. The message was clear: something needed to change. And then, almost as if to signal a new era, the basketball world was stunned by the announcement that Sue Bird, one of the most decorated players in WNBA history and a 5-time Olympic gold medalist, would be stepping in to help guide Team USA. Bird, who had retired from active play, was brought in as a key figure to influence the future of the team. She wasn't just brought in as an advisor. Sue Bird was going to have an active role in shaping the direction of the program. Her legacy and credibility in the sport were unparalleled, and there was no doubt that her voice would carry weight. For many, Sue Bird was the perfect answer to the question of how Team USA could evolve without alienating its loyal fan base. Bird had always been a champion for change, an advocate for modernity, and someone who recognized the need to adapt to the changing dynamics of the sport. She had a deep understanding of the game, not just on the court, but off it as well. Bird was media savvy, connected to the pulse of the fans, and knew how to build a narrative around the team. Most importantly, Sue Bird understood the cultural shift that Caitlin Clark represented. Bird wasn't just supporting Clark's inclusion on the team. She was fully backing the new wave of basketball. It was clear that Sue Bird saw what many others had failed to recognize. Caitlin Clark wasn't just the future of women's basketball. She was a cultural phenomenon that would shape the game for years to come. Bird's decision to align with Clark was a bold move, one that would ultimately redefine Team USA's strategy moving forward. In the wake of Reeve's departure, Bird set out to rebuild Team USA into a more dynamic, media-conscious, and progressive team, one that could harness the power of its athletes' personalities and global appeal. But it wasn't just the fans that were excited by this shift. Players, too, began to rally around the idea of embracing a more modern approach. Caitlin Clark, despite her exclusion from the initial roster, remained poised and professional. She spoke in interviews about her respect for the players who made the team and expressed her continued desire to represent her country when the opportunity arose. Her words, though kind and measured, carried an underlying message that was clear. She was ready, and next time, no one could stand in her way. For USA Basketball, the next few years became a race against time. The stakes were higher than ever. If Team USA failed to win gold in the upcoming Olympics, it would not just be a disappointment. It would be seen as a failure to adapt to the new reality of women's basketball. The pressure was mounting and all eyes were on the newly revamped team. Sue Bird had taken the reins, but could she guide Team USA to victory while embracing the cultural shift that Caitlin Clark had sparked? The challenges were immense. Rebuilding a team is never easy, especially when the eyes of the world are watching. But Sue Bird was no stranger to high-pressure situations. As a player, she had thrived in the spotlight. Now, as a leader behind the scenes, she had a chance to shape the future of Team USA in a way that no one had before. The key, however, was to find the balance between honoring the legacies of the past and embracing the talents of the new generation. Players like Caitlin Clark, who represented not just skill, but the power to change the game. In the end, the Caitlin Clark SNUB may have been the catalyst for something bigger than anyone anticipated. While it was a painful decision at the time, it forced USA Basketball to reevaluate its approach to the game, to the athletes, and to the public. The move led to the rise of new leadership, new priorities, and a renewed focus on the future of women's basketball. Sue Bird's leadership, paired with the undeniable influence of Caitlin Clark, would redefine Team USA for years to come.
I'd rather watch paint dry. I'd rather watch dirt just be moved around because Caitlin Clark's not on the team. If she's there, it's appointment TV. You people, whoever did this, honestly, hey, take your brain, put it in a museum, and study it for how dumb you are.
Caitlin Clark's impact on the game was undeniable. And while the decision to leave her off the initial roster may have been a misstep, it ultimately paved the way for her future success. As she continued to break records and captivate audiences, she proved that her absence from the Olympics was not the end, but the beginning of a new era for women's basketball. The future, it seemed, was in very capable hands. And for Cheryl Reeve, the lesson was clear. In the world of sports, and especially in women's basketball, change is inevitable. Those who refuse to adapt will be left behind. Caitlin Clark had changed the game, and the world would have to catch up. That was it for the video, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.